Oh, first one, start again.
So, my friend slash classmate Robert Smith wants to hire a tutor to write his 4,000 word essay. I mean, AI. And my first plan is to convince him otherwise by asking the subject teacher for help with him, help him create a time schedule for his time management, and to balance his studies. Help him do research on how to improve his essay writing and make sure he has time for relaxation, like drinking tea, having self-care, like reading books, taking power naps, and doing his favorite hobbies. And since I'm a very diligent student, I must have a lot of time to do all this. And if he doesn't if he still wants to do the tutor, I will do what is just and fair for everyone who actually did their essay by telling the teacher, even if he is desperate to pass the subject. Thank you.
No.
I don't know.
So I would do something quite similar to you. I would try to convince him to do himself first because I think it's important to do that. And depending on the time constraint, I would most likely help him decide and try to prioritize his work. So maybe there's other subjects that he is working on that aren't as urgent as the essay he is doing now. Say if there's math homework, maybe that's due the day after the essay or the lesson after, he could do his essay first. And if he still doesn't listen and he still wants to go to the tutor, similarly, I would most likely tell teachers or adults that if he doesn't get convinced that he should do it himself. And I think one of the main reasons that I wouldn't just let him go on with it is because as a IB student, you must be principled and you need to be able to do your own tasks. And it's better to write an essay by yourself and not have enough words than to have somebody else do your essay and have the right amount of words.
As the other two students mentioned previously, I would firstly approach him, ask him about his difficulties in writing the essay, help him with the stuff that he doesn't really understand, and make him open up with his difficulties and so that he can improve in it. Because if he was just asking someone else, like his tutor, to do it for him, then how would he learn? And as they mentioned before, time management is one of the most important things, so that he can prioritize what is more important than the other work, and as well as to not make him more stressed out. I would also talk to his teacher in charge to make him to ask Robert to practice more of his essay writing skills, and to help him and talk to him and ask him about what he finds difficult.
I think I would probably just tell the teacher if Robert decides not to if Robert decides to still go to the tutor, even if I tell him not to, I'll just tell the teacher because it's not fair for everyone.
As Robert is using some unfair ways to gain advantage over the other students, we have to realize that there are students who work hard to succeed and strive in the subject. However, Robert is using these ways, such as hiring a tutor to write a 4,000-word internal assessment for him. And it's very unfair for the students who actually work and study, such as me, a diligent and student who spend a lot of time studying. I would tell the subject teachers of this matter, and I would try to get them to help him, instead of actually telling a disciplinary teacher and having the disciplinary teacher punish him. we should actually try to get Robert to try to pass the subject himself and have him study himself, as he is. I bet he's hardworking. However, he's desperate to pass the subject, and I bet he spends a lot of time on the subject, but he just doesn't get it. We have to ask people who gets it and who understands the subject to try to help Robert to strive in the subject. We have to look from his aspect too. He's desperate to pass the subject. He doesn't want to cheat. He just needs to pass the subject. Why don't we help him using different ways other than discipline? What do you think?
As all of you guys said, I agree with all of your points. As I am a diligent student, and I would tell the teacher, as he always wants to hire a tutor to help him write a 4,000-word internal assessment. It's just not fair, and we get it that he's desperate to pass, but I think it's cheating, and it's like really not fair to the others since we always work hard.
So I think that Robert, first he could use a tutor. Like he can use the tutor, but the tutor doesn't write the essay for him. The tutor teaches him how to write the essay, as the tutor has knowledge in the essay, in the subject, and he needs to pass the subject. Well, the tutor could help him to pass the subject, and even if the tutor helped Robert write the essay, the 4,000-word essay, even in the tests, it's still useless because Robert couldn't get the tutor to help him go to the public test, can he?
But we also have to consider that, like Kimmy said, it won't be very principled if he were to cheat with writing the IE. And I agree with your point of having to teach instead of doing the essay for him, because like you said, the examination, you can't really bring a tutor with you. But it also depends on the time frame. What if he has a week, 5 days, 2 days even?
What is your point?
The point is we don't know the time frame. Therefore, possibilities and potential outcomes of this session will be
Well,
different.
then yet again, it does depend whether he has a week or 2 days. He would have to manage his time. Like he would have to have time management as to, how is he going to do this essay in a week?
How should we help him? Like, what should we do to help him? What kind of skills would be useful, and who should we report to?
As we see from the information, we spent a lot of time on the subject and we're diligent students. Well, we can always use our skill to help him and to teach him and to make him a better person. Instead of finding a tutor to help him write it, have the tutor teach him. Like,
I feel like instead of, I feel like it would be more beneficial if the teacher supervising or in charge of his IA helped him rather than his tutor, because the teacher in charge would know more information about the internal assessment that he would be writing.
I have a suggestion. What if we actually have a study group where we as diligent students help to guide students quite like him who can't prepare for the essay because of ability or time constraints, and we can all share ideas and learn from each other. What do you think?
It's a very good idea, and I totally agree with it.
We can all discuss our strengths and weaknesses.
And probably assign us diligent students to different people and help them as if with their subject teachers if they're unavailable to tutor them, and if his tutor is not.
What if Robert still can't focus and still can't get like the point?
he's SEN.
Well, therefore we would have maybe the study group only be half an hour after school. very short, because even if we only have a week, that's 5 days, half an hour for every day would make it 2.5 hours. In 2.5 hours, you can surely write an essay.
We will just compress the entire subject and help Robert in a more simpler way. As Robert is, if you say he is not able to focus and he has no understanding in the subject whatsoever, we can always try to make the subject more simple to help him. He doesn't necessarily have to use a tutor to help him to write the subject. And it's not like the tutor is going to be there while he takes his public exams, or if he takes his exams. He can use better ways, such as our study group, or he can try to have teachers who are online constantly, and he can use his own free time to try to understand the subject and try to ask the teachers online. As we all know, all the teachers have emails. Robert could email all the teachers.
We also have to consider that teachers don't really go on their business/school email past 6 o'clock, and a lot of us don't have their phone numbers. Therefore, that would be very invalid in that sense.
We have 7 minutes and 30 seconds. This is terrible.
So I think something that we really need to take into consideration is maybe Robert has some things that are going on behind the scenes. Maybe he has some personal issues or things like that that is out of our control. So maybe tutoring isn't the best option. Just because then he would have to spend extra time, even if he attends a study group, that means besides school and the study group, he's also going to tutoring, which not only costs money and extra time, it might also take away time from his personal issues that need to be attended.
Well, in that case, he should either go to the school's council, personal counsel, or have a psychiatrist/therapist. And if he's unable to afford and if he's not that confident to see the schools, I think it's best if he knows we're trying to help him in a way, so he knows there's someone there for him to support him and through whatever he's going through.
As the student have said, he might not have the time to see a psychiatrist, and he might not have mental problems. He might just not understand the subject. It's not a matter of mental health, it's a matter of understanding the subject or not. So right now we should focus on the conversation we're having, and we should find more ways to help him.
Yeah,
instead.
what if, that's the thing, what if the subject that he's writing the internal assessment for is one of his weak subjects? So we have to focus on helping him understand the basics of the subject first in order to help him write his IA.
I suggest, since for all of our IB subjects we have textbooks, we as diligent students have already taken notes of these courses, and our notes are much more condensed and simplified version of the textbook. If we were to all give our notes on certain topics to Robert, it could help him to study.
Make a summary of every topic and then
As in Miss Tiffany's subject, we in maths, every chapter we would write summaries, and every time I have to study, I would go back to those summaries and I would study and I would redo what are in those subjects. And this is a very good way we can help Robert in, as we can help him write all summaries for the subject he is weak in, and then we can do exercises after. And if you say we have to do an internal assessment in less than 1 week, we can do a summary on, we don't even know what time he has, but let's just say he has 1 week, and we can do a summary of the subject that the internal assessment is based on. We can give him tips, we can give him notes, and we can try to help him. We can even help him write a start, but we're not writing the essay for him. We're just trying to help him in a different way and a different manner.
I agree. And when we are helping Robert, not only would this help him, it would also help us doing our revision and helping us with our internal assessment. Because since we're all sharing ideas and concepts and notes, we can learn from the other diligent students and improve our own work.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
And I feel like after having, after discussing everything together, we can always reflect on what we've learned at the end of each lesson and reflect on it.
But at the same time, Robert might be bored. Okay, it's dull, but he might be bored of the subject, and he might not take any notice and not focus, as he might be easily distracted as the subject is boring to him. Well, we don't know if it's boring to him or not, but he's just desperate to try to strive for the subject. And as we know, when you're desperate to pass something, you have to try harder and harder in the subject. But what if he doesn't try hard? You have to make the learning and the subject more fun for him, and to make the subject more simple.
Well, besides just us trying to help him and teachers trying to help him, I feel like in his own way he can always go online and maybe watch YouTube videos about that subject.
And
So in conclusion, so for our this whole discussion, our consensus is that we should start a study group and hopefully share ideas. Yes?
yes. We all agree on this, and we all have a very happy ending. Thank you,
and we're all
everybody.
diligent students.
We are all.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I didn't know what was going on. I was legit joking.
In the Philippines,